I don't even know how it's legal. Before 2025 even started, two absolutely iconic makeup brands left the market, which you never thought would have happened in 2018. But should we really be surprised by that now? I truly wasn't, and I'll explain why by really briefly telling the brand story. And there was also a story about one brand that surprisingly did not leave the market by 2025, and it wasn't iconic. I actually didn't hear about it until a few days ago, but what I heard was so outrageous that I just need to share it with you. You need to know to hopefully stay away from it at all costs. Okay, let's dive in. I also have a new mic. I don't know if the sound is going to be a little weird. You tell me in the comments if it is. Okay, so the first brand that left the market was Raine, and Raine was a brand that everyone was talking about. I'm actually wearing two of their lipsticks right now. The blue one I'm wearing on the lips and on the snowflake, and the green one I'm wearing as a green snowflake. They were everywhere in 2016, 17, 18. Everybody was talking about Raine. The most famous, I think, was their colourful palette. That was a more affordable kind than the mainstream brands. It was one of the first indie brands that became actually popular and that big influencers were talking about, and that people were actually like dying to buy. They had no problems with sales as soon as their palettes and lipsticks and everything was out. People were like lining up, people were buying to review it because it was so demanded as a review, you know, people wanted to see it. Other people were buying it just because it was cool, and of course, obviously the quality was there. They really had great quality. I unfortunately did not have the chance to try their palette. However, I have a bunch of their liquid lipsticks and they're really good. Some of them I've had for a long time and they haven't lost their powers, so as to speak. I have first heard about these lipsticks from Miss Jasmina Daniel, who is a lip artist who was actually the first person that inspired me to do lip art. And now I have a whole ebook on lip art with 220 lip art photos. It's linked in the description. She recommended these lipsticks and I was like, okay, if she does, I need to try them at least and see if I like them. I tried them, I loved them, I bought more colors. So Raine was everywhere. They were that small independent brand which focused on color, which focused on making color accessible to all skin tones, which focused on all these good things. It seemed like their success would just go on forever once they hit, you know, that mark, that they became so famous, so well known, that their products, which were good, would just like keep going. And they tried launching new products, of course, which a brand should do, obviously, and they kept the favorites, which I think they were right to do. So some people disagree with me. I, for example, saw the video by Angelica Nyquist. I love her videos, and she was saying that maybe it was wrong of a brand to hold on to their darlings, but honestly, I kept buying their colorful liquid lipsticks long after they stopped being so mainstream, you know, because there were not a lot of brands left that kept making those liquid lipsticks in different colors. So I think that was actually a good move of them, and that the fact that they were launching new things was also good. But there was one thing that they changed at one point, and they changed the formula in their eyeshadow palette, and I think they did it to become 100% vegan, but it ended up being a worse performing formula than the one they did before. And before anyone jumps in here and says that, yeah, but that's more important than, you know, to use animal products, there are vegan makeup brands that actually have good formulas. So that is possible to make it, and Raine just didn't hit it. And so this new release that they had and this new formula was disappointing for many people, and I guess that's where the downfall began. And I'm not saying that from that point onwards they were like doomed. I don't think so. I think they could have gotten back on track, you know, tweaked their formula more, explained it to people, explained what happened and that they've changed the formula again, maybe sent PR to some influencers that could have confirmed that the new formula was good and stuff like that. But it seems like they just didn't do any of it. They tried to play with the sizes, because their famous palette, it was big, 20 or 25 pan, I don't remember exactly. You're seeing it on your screen so you can see it for yourself. It was really big. They tried to play with the sizes, they tried to launch some quads, but the thing is, they were slowly declining for a few years now. It is hard for me to say, you know, how they could have been saved, if they could or if they couldn't. So I'm not trying here to realize exactly why this colored Raine brand went downhill and if something could have been or couldn't have been done about that. But I'm saying that for the last year, even for the last couple of years, to be honest, they were being less and less active, both with the launches and on their social media. So their activity was clearly declining. Nobody was really hearing anything from them anymore. In the last several months, their social media was dead altogether. They were not launching anything new. Everything that had been out of stock before was remaining out of stock. So clearly something was not good. And I was just like, at that moment, I was wondering, are they about to close, or are they doing something behind the scenes and maybe like changing something about their brand, or maybe just finding some new investors or something like that? And they did close in the end, which is sad. They sent out a letter that everything was on sale, but they were closing, and it was just like an end of an era in a way to me. And I'm also very sad to see these babies go. Like, I am sad I cannot buy them anymore. I desperately wanted teal to come back in stock, and it never did. It was such a pretty teal. I never had it. I wanted to have it. I was definitely not surprised when I got that email that they were closing down. I was sad. That definitely didn't make me happy, but I was not surprised because I think it was a good brand. However, I did hear on YouTube, like in one of the comments recently, that the person ordered something from them apparently like recently, fairly recently, when things were already not going well for them. They didn't send the order to this person, which I think is a very bad thing, and I was expecting more of them. I hope they refund the person. I hope this was maybe like 1 or 2 orders that they messed up like that, because never before have I heard stuff like this happening with them. And which brings me to the story that we're gonna hear in the end. Just wait. There is more to that. So colored Raine, I hope that you closed on fair and honest terms and that you refunded the people or sent them their orders eventually. Another iconic brand that we kind of said goodbye to in 2024, won't have it anymore as a makeup brand in 2025, is limecrime. If you have been in the beauty world for some time, you have heard about limecrime velveteens. If you came into the beauty world in the last few years, like maybe 3-4 years, maybe you even haven't heard of limecrime. That's why it's really not surprising that they went downhill. However, the brand is not closing. They are still operating, but just as a hair color brand now. They're also making vivid hair colors. I cannot comment on the quality of those because I've never tried them, although obviously I use vivid hair colors. It's just not easy for me to get those shipped from abroad, so I'm just trying to go with something I can get here locally. But in like 2015, 2016, 2017, 18, these were huge. These velveteens were probably the first liquid lipsticks that started making those fun colors before colored Raine. The brief history of the brand and why it's actually not surprising that it went downhill. I saw that coming years ago. I wasn't sure of it because obviously something can change. Years ago, I thought if things are going to go like they do now, limecrime will eventually close. And I was almost right because it didn't close, but it stopped selling makeup products. And the brief history of the brand is that it was founded by Dordeer, who is a makeup artist and who loved fun and bright colors, who has a very bright and colorful style. Her style speaks to me a lot, and she started this brand to appeal to people who also loved colorful alternative makeup and who couldn't find it in other brands, which especially at the time when she started it was really very hard to find. It's a very small brand. Then it became famous, everybody was talking about it, everybody was buying the velveteens. They also had the Venus palettes, which were also super popular, and I must say the quality of these eyeshadows was really good. I only had one limecrime birthday palette. The quality of some eyeshadows there was not something I liked, but most eyeshadows were of really good quality. But Venus ones were awesome, as I have heard. And as for velveteens, they personally, to me, they felt slightly dry, but not too much, and definitely they were absolutely amazing for lip art, seeing how many colors they had. While Dordeer was developing her brand and developing all these colors, I think the brand was doing very well in terms of creativity, in terms of marketing. She was definitely quite good at that. And in terms of the audience they were speaking to, they clearly were speaking to people who loved alternative makeup, who loved colorful makeup, who wanted something unusual. And these people just swarmed in because there was practically no one else offering those things. I once, tried a brand. I also kind of jumped on it because they had many fun lipstick colors, but the quality was terrible. So obviously I didn't come back. And the quality of limecrime was good, so obviously people did come back and recommended it to their friends and stuff like that. But the thing with Doe Deer was that she herself as a person often got into some drama. I don't want to judge people or anything, but I personally think that if you get into drama once or twice, it might just be the circumstances, right? You were in the wrong place at the wrong time. But if you get into drama constantly, that's probably on you. I'm not gonna go into the whole story now. If you want me to tell you the whole story of limecrime as I see it, I definitely can, but I guess some of the most popular controversies were, on one Halloween she dressed up as Hitler, which caused a lot of questions. I will play a little bit of a devil's advocate here. I don't think she meant to be offensive, truly, because Doe Deer is initially from Russia, and if you didn't know, I'm Russian too. And in Russia, Halloween was not a very well-known holiday back when she was growing up here. What we did know about the holiday, that you were supposed to dress up as someone bad, like as a demon, as an evil witch, like as an evil something or someone. I know that in the US for Halloween people choose all kinds of costumes. You can be an evil witch, but you can also be Cinderella or like all kinds of positive characters. So dressing up as Hitler inevitably would cause questions. But I assume maybe she didn't know that, and maybe she assumed that everyone would think that she's like portraying evil. Still, I think despite all that, it was a very questionable choice of costume, because it just may be triggering to a lot of people. Two more big scandals popped up when there was a security breach on their website and people's money got stolen from their credit cards, and the way limecrime addressed it was not good. Another scandal was with Doe Deer and Temptalia, who is a reviewer and swatcher of a lot of makeup products. If you didn't know her, definitely check out her website. She has a lot of thorough reviews, dupes, great photographs of products. Basically, Doe Deer ended up doxing her personal email. Once again, if you want me to dive deep into this story, I will tell you everything. So that kind of drama surrounding the brand was obviously damaging for the reputation, especially when brands like colored Raine also came to the market. There were more colorful lipsticks, there were more eyeshadow palettes, there were more indie brands, there were just more products available for people who loved colorful and alternative makeup. Some people were trying to stay away from limecrime because of the owner's reputation. Eventually, I guess they decided that for business reasons, it was better for her to part ways with limecrime, and as I understand, she stopped being the decision maker there, she stopped being the CEO, but I believe she still received like some part of the revenue from the brand, and still does probably, I don't know for sure, but what I do know is that she stopped participating in the brand's life. But as it often happens with brands founded by creative people, that was a blessing and a curse. If you're enjoying this video so far, please give it a like. As soon as she left, I think brands started making really bad decisions regarding their products and their audience. So first of all, they discontinued all the fun Velveteen's liquid lipstick colors. They did leave their palettes, but colorful palettes are much easier to find. Frankly, there are so many brands, including mainstream ones, that make some kind of colorful palettes. They kept like the nude colors, the reds, the pinks, so basically all the usual stuff. They launched a couple of products which were also kind of basic, and people were like, what the heck? All the colorful makeup community, the alternative makeup community, not just me, they were like, limecrime, why are you doing this? We are your audience, we are here for that. Yeah, we might also buy nude colors and pink colors, but we initially came for the greens, for the blues. That's what attracted us. That's why we keep coming and we're ordering our blue lipstick. Together with that, we're also ordering our red lipstick. But when it's just red and nude lipstick, some eyeshadows and basic things, why would we keep coming to limecrime instead of some brands out there that are actually cheaper or more easily accessible, for example, in your local store? So all that audience that they had gathered previously, it just dwindled away. People started searching for other brands that were offering colorful options, and they found those brands because at the time there were already way more of them. And so by the time limecrime realized, we kind of lost that audience, but we didn't gain any new audience because we didn't have any staple product that would attract those people who love, for example, nude and red colors. They didn't offer any kind of an unusual or innovative product that would attract that audience. So they lost the audience they had. They did not attract any new audience, and they were like, we should do something. And they started trying to make fun colors again, trying to launch a bullet lipstick collection. People were like eyeing that. I was eyeing that. I was like, yeah, maybe I would buy that. But on the other hand, I already want to buy from that other brand and I'm already making an order. So I think I'm just gonna order that green lipstick from them and not from limecrime. Eventually, they also launched their hair colors, which was, I think, a really good business move because it's not something that a lot of brands do, especially makeup brands, that you can order like a makeup item and hair color all in one. And they even did some kind of matching of their hair colors to some of their makeup colors. I believe, I'm not sure if I'm remembering it right, if they did the matching or if they just recommended some colors that go well together. But in any case, I think that was a good move. And their unicorn hair apparently did take off. However, their makeup story kind of stayed in the same place. Once again, had they started maybe sending PR to influencers these new makeup items that they launched, had they started like promoting it more, maybe they could have been back. And then eventually they gave up on their, makeup part of the business, and apparently the hair dye is bringing them more money and more success, and so they just decided to stay with it and discontinue their makeup line completely, which at this point it's definitely not surprising. But had you told me that in 2018, I would be like, limecrime leaving the market, like, are you crazy? But things change, and apparently you need to stay in the curve even if you seem to be popular and seem to be doing really well. And that brings me to the third story of a brand that was not iconic in any way, shape or form, in my opinion at least, and that is Uoma Beauty. I don't know if you have heard of it. I have never heard of it until a few days ago when once again I watched Angelica Nyquist's video, and oh my, was I surprised. And I also watched Jen Love's video on that today that will be relevant to the story later, and from that I know that it was founded some years ago by a woman who wanted to appeal to all the skin tones, and she like broadened a range of Uoma Beauty's products both to deeper and to very fair skin tones. She basically was doing a great job. Then she decided to like move away from the brand, still doing some things, but she was not the owner anymore. And basically it all came down to the fact that in August 2023, they basically vanished. Like, I did not know that. I just realized that recently. That's because they posted this outrageous thing on their own gram, okay? So it says, I will put it here so that you can read it too. At Uoma Beauty, you are the heart of everything we do, okay? And we're deeply committed to making things right for our community. To all of you who placed orders during our pause, apparently an unannounced one, as I gather, between August 2023, not 2024, and November 2024, so that's more than a year. Thank you for your unwavering patience and support. I doubt it's unwavering. It means the world to us. We're diligently, please let me know which one is right, reviewing every order and working to ship them as quickly as possible. You really think it wasn't possible to ship them in more than a year's time? Once your order is processed, my order, well, not mine, I didn't order anything luckily, but imagine reading this if you ordered something in August 2023. Oh, yay! Well, they posted this in November, not in December. It's November 2024, we're processing your order. How good is that? Excuse me? You'll receive a confirmation email with your order details. If any products are out of stock, you will receive store credit. Store credit. Equal to the value of your item or order they are not offering a refund, you guys. They're not offering a refund. How is that even legal? As a token of our gratitude, every order will include a complimentary mini gift from us to you. Mini gift. We are so excited about what's to come. Are you? Because if I were one of the customers, I would not have been excited. And can't wait to share the next chapter of Uoma Beauty with you. Thank you for being part of our journey. We're just getting started. People were full of opinions, as you might guess. How is that even possible? How is that you're not fined or I don't even know how it's legal. Obviously, I don't know the laws in all countries. I'm kind of assuming they are registered in the US, probably not. But once again, I'm not big in knowledge of all the US laws, so probably that's legal. But I just don't know how, because as I have learned, they have not closed their website. So people could come and place orders and pay, but they did close their customer service email and phone number. So the only way people could get their money back is disputing it with the bank or like another payment method that they chose, or basically going to the police. And if I were one of the customers and the order was more than like $20, I think I would have gone to the police. That you're taking people's money and not giving them any goods and not giving them any refund and not even giving them any information. Like I cannot see how this is legal. And now they are writing this and they're not even offering to refund people, not even as an option. I doubt that a lot of people will want their products now. I guess you have already bought the product somewhere if you needed that, right? Because it's been over a year. That's where Jen Love's video comes into play. I have seen her video and she shared a message. She shared it publicly, a message that Uoma Beauty had sent her. So I feel like she had the right to share it because it was her message and she shared it publicly, so I'm not sharing anyone's private information here. You know, it's become public. They have replied to her that they apparently acquired the business in December 2023, and all this time they were working behind the scenes to bring it back to life. I'm sorry. If you were working behind the scenes all this time, how is that you were not working on refunding people or sending them their orders for almost a year? And that was actually my first guess when I saw this, post on the gram. It must be that something is wrong with the business and now it has probably been acquired by someone new, and that's why they are kind of trying to relaunch their social media. How was that not your priority? To refund the customers or contact them and offer them the option of a refund or sending them their orders? And how do you think that's okay? That you post about it on your gram and you started with saying, you are the heart of everything we do and we're deeply committed to making things right. If you were deeply committed to making things right, you would have refunded the people or sent them their orders in the first place, like before doing everything else. Because obviously those customers, even like moral values aside, those customers are not going to be happy with it. And they're going to tell about their experience. And you yourself are mentioning this experience. So like, what the heck? The new owners could have the benefit of the doubt that they would not do such a thing until I saw, this private message, which is not private anymore, that they acquired the brand in like December 2023. Even it was like the 31st of December, well, you could have started in January. I don't know about you guys. Let me know what you think of this. Like, would you ever consider purchasing from this brand if you like the products? I would not trust them, not even because of this pause, as they say, but because of how the new owners treated the customers. That's wild. I think that's wild. And maybe, maybe if it's like 1 or 2 orders, then I can understand that, because maybe like the information about those orders got lost. But apparently people are coming forward and it's not 1 or 2 orders. It's a lot more. So yeah. That's how 2024 wrapped up. Let me know which piece of news you were the most surprised by. Me personally, Uoma Beauty, because I haven't heard about that before. Were you surprised at all that colored Raine and limecrime closed down? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to stay with me and have some more fun, let's debunk some makeup myths in this video right here. And I'll see you there. Bye.